Senator Rick Scott is trying to reduce the benefits for regular people in the COVID stimulus bill. And I don't know who this reporter is. I wish I could give him credit, but he really nailed his ass to the wall.
I don't know how to ask this without sounding like I'm being a smartass, and I'm not. But do you understand how bad the optics are to have probably the wealthiest person in the Senate potentially holding up this bill over a couple $100 for some of the poorest people in this country?
Well, you're not talking to me, but I'll weigh in.
Here's what I care about. I want to make sure that our small businesses, all of our businesses, including our hospitals, our nursing homes, everybody can make sure people want to come to work. And I also want to make sure, which I in the bill that does it, you have an unemployment system in the states that work, and we need to continue to work that, and we have a supplement to it.
What he's doing is he's saying, no, we cannot give these poor people $1,200 for the month. We can't do that. Why? Because when you look at their wages are far short of that $1,200 a month. So you're going to give them more than the person would make when they work? I mean, come on, man. That's not right. And he's saying, oh, this is going to disincentivize work. They're not going to want to work because they're getting more in benefits just sitting on the couch. The first response to that is, we don't want anybody to work right now because it is a pandemic and it is going to be a depression. So you can't, what are you going to do? You're going to send people out? Sorry, but you have to die for Target. You have to die for whatever your minimum wage job is, fill in the blank. The whole point is we don't want people to work for the duration of the crisis. Like, literally, there was a funny meme going around of, this fat dude, like, laying on a couch half asleep. And it's like, in 2019, this dude's lazy. In 2020, this dude's a hero. Right, that's right. That's right. That's what we don't want people to work right now. That's the point. That's the point. So to say, like, what are you going to incentivize them not to work? Now, you might say in response, well, Kyle, come on, that seems a little bit wrong, because at some point, the crisis is going to be over, and you want that guy to sit on the couch? To which I respond to you, this isn't permanent. It's for like 4 months. It's not permanent. So the benefits will go away at a certain time. Are you really trying to tell me it's a real concern in this country? These extra poor folks, these people who don't even make a living wage, I think they're going to live a little too high on the horse during this pandemic. So some of the most forgotten people in society who already should be making more money, we have a system that doesn't even pay them a living wage when they work a full-time job. There's a term for that. It's called wage slavery. We have wage slavery in this country. So these people who are already underappreciated, you have somebody who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, Rick Scott, who, by the way, perpetuated some of the largest Medicaid fraud in U.S. history. He was the head of a company that did massive Medicaid fraud. So this guy, who's a thug and a criminal, who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, is like, I'm not going to give a couple $100 more to some of the poorest workers in the country because we want to incentivize them to get back to work in a freaking pandemic. Point number one, we don't want them to work in a pandemic. We don't want anybody to work in a pandemic. Point number two, these benefits eventually run out anyway, so your concern is BS. It's BS. By the way, so clutching his pearls over a couple $100 extra to some of the poorest people in the country. These are the same people who are raising no objections to the multi-trillion, $4.5 trillion bailout of the financial institutions with no strings attached. So, in other words, welfare is bad, corporate welfare is good. Socialism is bad, corporate socialism is good. That's the way they think. Hey, if we're giving tax money to rich white dudes in suits and ties who are my buddies and my donors, I view that as totally legitimate that we have to do to save the system. But if we give a couple $100 extra to a poor worker, I don't like that one. That's socialism, and that's bad, and that's negative. Some of the worst people in the country, man. Some of the worst people in the country. You shouldn't be doing the corporate bailout, and you should be doing the bailout of the people. Thankfully, Bernie Sanders defeated these people. Bernie Sanders won, and at least when it comes to unemployment benefits, if you make up to $75,000, you will make 100% of your wages, including gig economy workers and people who are normally left behind by the unemployment insurance system. So he did a great thing, and these Republicans are showing you their true colors, so believe them when they tell you.